Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing something a little different than I usually do. It's kind of something that I've been passionate about lately. I strive to be organized and I strive to be neat, and hopefully it'll help you in some way. So if you want to know what I do to stay organized, then keep on watching. So some of these things that I'm going to show you, you do have to buy, because you just do if you want to invest in, it's not even invest, it's really not expensive stuff at all, it's cheap stuff, but if you really want to be more organized, then this stuff really helps. And but the first thing is totally free. First thing in getting organized, number one thing before anything else, is this: clean your house, clean your room. If you live at home or with other people, then just clean up your room. I mean, like, immensely clean. If you have a home or an apartment or anything, clean the whole entire place. Clean everything. I really do suggest that you just go crazy and spend hours or a day just going crazy cleaning. It can be fun. You can put on music and have your coffee, get energized, and if you have kids, have them help you and give them an assignment to do. You might be wondering why that is crucial in organization, but it is. It's the foundation to it. Like, I do not feel capable of doing a lot of things or being organized or getting things done until my house is cleaned and my room is cleaned. It's just personally something that works for me, and I know definitely works for a lot of people. It's not only like a physical thing, but it's a mental thing, and I think it helps clear out your mind. It helps from distraction. It's just, you have a weight lifted off of you, and just you're able to think better and you feel accomplished. I just think that it's really, really important to do that before anything else. So go ahead and clean up your room or clean up your apartment and whatnot. So now that your space is clean, hopefully at this point your mind is a lot clearer, you feel good, you may have not a lot of energy, but maybe you could do the next steps the next day. But yeah, so the next things that you're gonna need in order to get organized is a little notebook. I suggest getting a small one, not a large one, because you want to be able to throw this in your bag. I mean, if you have notebooks lying around that are not being used and you'd rather just use the notebooks that are a little bigger, then go right ahead. But I just suggest getting a smaller one, and one you could fit a pen in, just to be able to throw in your bag. And I'll explain what this is for. Next thing would be a journal, and preferably one that's sturdy. Make sure it's sturdy. Next thing would be a planner. And now that it's November, I've talked about this in my last video, that it's hard to find. Actually, you can't find one that's for 2014, so this is for 2015, but I still suggest getting it because it's coming up and the months fly by. But get one preferably that's large like this, that you can write. I like the bigger ones. They do have smaller ones if you'd prefer that. But I also carry around big bags, so this is perfect. It doesn't bother me. I like that it's big and I can write everything down. And lastly, this thing right here, the dividers with the little tabs. Nothing smaller and nothing larger than this. This size, something for like envelopes you could fit in. I don't know what size this is, but get it. Post-its, I have a ton of these, and highlighters, a Sharpie, pens. Go and make sure that you have pens. Like, you can't have all these books and not have any pens. You need to make sure you have pen in your bag, pen in your drawer, pen on your desk. Just go get some pens and highlighters. It will be helpful if you don't already have them. So the first thing I want to talk about is this little notebook. Why, you're thinking in your head, why do you need a notebook and a journal? That's just a waste of money, and who's going to carry around all these books? This is different because it's just going to be for lists that you need to make, for groceries, for necessities around the house, for jotting down little things that you need that come up if you're out and you don't have a pen, like a number you got to write down, just general things. Something that you need to have at all times, put it in your bag. It definitely helps tremendously. And it's also easier because you can rip these out and you can hang it on your refrigerator or on your counters for all your lists. It's just, you should have it. The reason for the journal is because you're not going to write your grocery list in here. Well, you shouldn't. And your necessity lists and, you know, phone numbers and whatever. This is just something personal to me that I don't know what I would do without. You may not be a writer, you may not, you know, be wired that way that you really need to write things down as far as your emotions, but I mean, you shouldn't completely cross that out. You should just at least try it. Maybe it could help you. Not only do I use this for feelings that I have, emotions that I have, things that I've gone through, but I use this to write down my goals, my personal goals, my short-term goals, my long-term goals, things that I can see to keep track of myself and see if I'm, you know, in the same spot, to see how I improve, basically. You know, I have, like, even here, it says by January 1st, 2015 on this page. I still have to fill it out, but I have home goals, my want list, technology goals, autumn goals from September 16th to October 16th. Staying in motion, all these different pointers. I write down quotes that are, you know, helpful, and sometimes I write Bible verses down to encourage myself. New Year's resolution. You may not think it has to do with organization, but it's so helpful to me. Like, it really, you can say all these goals in your head all you want, or you can say them out loud, but they're just gonna end up disappearing. They're in your head. Some of you have good memories. Maybe you can remember them. For me, if I say a goal, I'm not gonna remember it in a week, like exactly what the goal was or for how long. I won't know how much time has passed since that. I think that it's so important to make goals, and, you know, I'm not saying like a 5-year goal or, you know, 3-year goal. You can do that, but like, just start off small. The smaller you start off in goals, the more accomplished I think you're going to be. Writing it in a journal is something personal. I mean, that's not something that you'd just, I wouldn't think you'd want to share with everyone, or just put it on, you know, a piece of paper like this and leave it on your desk and let everyone read it. Because number one, you know, like, you may not always accomplish every goal that you have, or, you know, you may have future goals and future dreams and stuff, and people may not understand it, or, you know, and if you don't accomplish something that you've set, that's even something small, you may, and, you know, someone knows about it, you may feel worse than when you started it, because you'll be like, oh, it's a letdown, or they think I was going to accomplish this and I didn't, and I feel like crap. You know what I'm saying? Like, some things you should just keep to yourself, keep it personal. You don't have to state every single thing that you want to do and that you're passionate about. By all means, you can, but I'm just suggesting it might be helpful to just put it down somewhere personal in a journal and log it and look at it and be reminded of it, so that you can actually look back and see if you've improved or not, and you have the dates right there. You know, I also just write down just things that I want to improve in myself, you know, and I just think that writing it down can just be so helpful to you, because you can reflect on it and you can look at it and you can just see how much you've improved. As long as you're moving forward, that's all that matters. It doesn't matter how slow or how fast you are. As long as you're just moving in the right direction and you're not at a stop or you're not going backwards, that's all that matters. Having this is such a therapeutic and such a important thing in my routine, a weekly routine. I don't always write every day, but definitely will help you get organized and setting goals and stuff. Next thing is the planner. So because this is 2015, they didn't have any 2014, I had to just make my own little calendar in the meantime for November and December. Kinda lame, but you gotta do what you gotta do. So I had to write down every single day that I had a bill. I took out all of my bills, put them on my desk, clean desk, so everything's organized. And I looked at all the dates and everything and the amount that I would always put towards it, and I wrote it on every single day that I need. Before writing this down on a calendar, I would just remember some of them, and then others I would put on like this or a piece of paper and say what I have to do or make a list. But what I found about that is that sometimes I would lose the piece of paper that I wrote it on, or I would just forget and it would just be on a piece of paper. This, well, the planner that you should keep in your bag with you, this is supposed to be that, is something that you will keep on you at all times and you will look at because you wrote it out and it's on a calendar. Or you can have this hanging. Put it on a calendar in your house and in the one in your bag. So I definitely suggest getting this. It will help. Post-its. This is important because it's not going to be like your everyday checklist type of thing like this could be for. But if you do have something really important that day or the next day or within that week that you have to remember and you might forget, put this on your computer, your laptop, your desk, your coffee pot, your mirror in the bathroom, anywhere that you're going to see it every single day and a routine. Like, I don't suggest writing, a bunch of things and putting it all in place because then you just go nuts. But just the really important appointments or bill that's going to be due that you got to pay on time, you got to pick somebody up, whatever. I also like to put quotes on them and put them, I only have 3, but they're on my mirror and they're just little quotes. So I'll put a little clip in there. But positive things and, if it's, whether it's a Bible verse or just somebody's quote, or a goal that you have that you want to just display, or cute little things you just put up. I think it's good for that too, just to throw that in there as an idea. And lastly, this guy. This has changed my life. Now, what this is for is your money. Ever since I moved out on my own and I'm paying my, rent and bills and stuff, I have to put aside money for each slot, because otherwise my money will be in my hand in a chunk in my wallet and I'm going to spend it. And I'm not going to know what's what and what goes to what. And I can't do that. Some of you have direct deposit and it goes right into the bank, and it may be harder to do this, but you still can go and get a chunk of that and divvy it up. But for people like me who get paid every shift, who are getting tips and stuff, those of you who are servers, bartenders, hairdressers, anything kind of that you would get tipped or paid that day, this is really helpful. You have cash on you all the time. For each slit, I have a different payment that I have to make. I have my loan, Victoria's Secret bill, rent, Macy's, insurance, Target, American Express, MasterCard, Tithe, other stores. And every time I get my money, I put into each slot, whether it's $10, $20, $5, doesn't matter. I'm putting it in the slot. So each time you get paid or whatever, you're going to have money in there and you're going to look at it and you're like, oh yay, I don't have to spend as much, or I don't need as much in here. It has helped so much. I would not be able to pay my bills if I didn't have this. And before I moved out and, had rent and stuff, I didn't understand. I don't know what I spent my money on. It was crazy. Like, how did I end up having this much for rent? And I could have had this in my hand, but I lived at home, It's so weird. But if you make slots and stuff and you're organized in that area, you will have money. You will be able to have a little spending money or just be able to pay your bills on time, because you're going to have it all in your slots. And you'll keep track in all your notebooks and all of your planners on what days, so you'll know which one comes first, which one's more important. You got to put it in the slot and don't touch it unless it's a complete emergency. But And then you can also have a slot for groceries, for gas, for spending money. I've learned that those don't really last in this book for me. They kind of don't. So I'll always leave like $10 in my wallet, you know, just to have or whatever. But for bills, this has helped so much. So I really, really, really suggest getting this. I got it at Walmart. It was like $5, $6, $7. Yeah, I mean, I hope this was helpful to you guys. I think it's just important to be organized. It just helps you be relieved and not stressed all the time. Like, writing things down just alleviate that stress and just make me get more focused, more on track with things, more organized. I get things done much quicker and remember what I have to do. I'm not stressing about it last minute, and I think it's just important to write things down and be aware of your flaws and your goals and your dreams and your growth. And I think that it's important to just write it down because you can forget what you did yesterday, let alone, you know, like how you felt, and some things you want to keep in the past. But then I think that it's important for you and your growth and where you're at in the future and where you get. And then, you know, once you accomplish different things, you can look back and be like, wow, like I accomplished that in a couple months, and I set aside that goal and I really did it. Like, it just helps build your confidence. It could be the smallest thing in the world. Like, you can write it down and set a goal, but just do it. Just set a goal for a month. Just try it out. It's not gonna hurt you. Yeah, I hope this was helpful and interesting. I don't know if I left anything out, but if you have any questions, please let me know. If you have any tips on being organized or things that help you mentally or emotionally or financially, then please comment below. I would love to know, and it can help anybody else out if they read them. So please subscribe to my channel if you're not subscribed already. Thanks so much for watching, guys, and until next time, bye.